Man, you know it's gonna be a great LP when, the moment I start recording, my internet disconnects on an online content game. Welcome to Nioh.
Well, listen, ancient Japan does not have internet, so it's quite fitting.
I mean, they have the new sphere of, like, spiritual connections. I don't know. Joining me for this LP is Travis, once again.
Ohayo gozaimasu!
So, bit of context. I am not great at this game, but I've played a lot of it. So, and also I just really like this game and I've wanted to LP it for a while. And Nioh 2 got announced recently at E3, so I figure, yeah, let's do this, sure.
Also, with me knowing very little about this game, all I can say is obviously this is very accurate to Japanese history.
Oh, exactly. It's like what the Patriots do with all the information. They just keep them sealed away.
Also, like last time, I kept on saying, oh, that's a lot like Dark Souls. I have a feeling you might hear me say that a couple times.
Oh yeah, this game is... I hate to say it, but this game is a lot like Dark Souls, but it's not. I'll explain as we go, but yeah, this is the Dark Souls.
Did you really think about doing this because they announced Nioh 2?
Yes, well, I've been wanting to do it for a while because I actually like this game a lot. Nioh 2 was just an excuse for me to get off my damn ass.
The country where the sun never sets.
So, as I mentioned, I don't know much about this, but I do see clips where the main character speaks English, but everyone else speaks Japanese.
Oh, that'll be explained later, don't you worry. But yes, our protagonist is a man from England. It's never explicitly stated, but he is a privateer. Oh, right there they explain. What am I talking about? I skipped this I skipped this cutscene.
You're just wrong, Wang.
I skipped this cutscene when I first played it, so this is actually new to me right here. I mainly skipped it because I'm recording the PC version of this game, which has double the frame rate and all the DLC, just out the gate.
Crystal Hato! Now that's a load screen. Oh, I was about to say, blank screen load screens make me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Of course, at the same time, these ones that just give text and stuff, sometimes they're informative, but sometimes, depending on the game, it can take you out of it. Oh, that was actually not too bad.
So, if you wanted more allegories to the Souls series, what better way to start a game like this than being in jail?
Well, to be fair, like, a lot of fantasy games do that, because it is the easiest excuse to take a character who's supposedly already strong and stripping him of everything for the beginning player to be like, oh, you don't have all the buff weapons. It's not going to pull, like, a Metroid Prime where you get hit with a shockwave and lose all your gear.
Well, we didn't get stripped of absolutely everything.
Yeah, they let you keep that crotch cloth and your... I don't understand you.
It seems death won't stop.
Actually, he would, because he is originally from... Oh, I'm so gonna get this wrong. He's from Scotland? And the woman speaks in Celtic.
Definitely has that Scottish look about him. Now, do you know much about the voice actor in this? Because I doubt they went to America to, say, dub this particular character if everyone speaks Japanese. Did they get English-speaking people in Japan to record?
I'll have to get back to you on that, because the English voice actor is good, but... Or the English voice acting in general is good, but you don't hear it much. You only really hear it when William talks, which is almost never. Or here, when you're in the England levels. Now, I'm kind of experimenting with something here, because the last 2 times I played this game, I've always just kind of bull rushed this, but yeah, if you stay in the cell but you broke the wall, he'll always be like, what are you doing? How dare you? Now, welcome to hobo boxing.
It seemed a little bit odd for him just to be like, hey, this wall's broken, die!
I'm sorry, sir, it just kind of fell on that. I slept on it, it just concaved. Well, guess I'm gonna die.
Now, is there any kind of fail state to dying to that dude?
For this level, I don't know about the development cycle of this game when it was on the PS4, but if I remember right, this is... Originally wasn't in the main game, but they added it in as a way to acclimate new players. But if you
So in the original version, you just start out in hell, basically.
Yeah, you basically start in Japan, but yeah, if you die here, you just
I didn't say
wake up
that.
back in the cell.
I guess yourself was your only savior.
Yeah, this game has two. This game is better with the controls, in my opinion. You have guard and you have dodge like any other game. Maybe it's just me, but I really see absolutely no reason to guard in this game. Dodge is so much better.
Is there any kind of parry system for the block? I mean,
There is a parry system, so maybe it is just the fact that I suck at parries, but I've always been more fond of dodge.
also, is there, because I notice you're moving very quickly with your dashes, does it have that equipment load thing that if you start throwing on, like, heavy armor and heavy weapons that you move slower?
Yeah, but it's not pronounced unless you wear the refrigerator armor.
Oh, so blocking is if you just wear refrigerator armor, which I guess if you wear that kind of armor, who needs to block?
Yeah, it's very true. I don't know. I guess it's just the way I'm used to playing games like this, but I like the fast, quick builds. I've always been kind of about moving slow because that just means I'm stuck in the game longer. Also, this coat looks disgusting. What the heck?
I love how that's the first thing you find, is the shittiest jacket they have in the prison.
You know what that reminds me of? You ever see those old school Japanese jackets that have, like, crazy logos on the back?
You mean like ones like a motorcycle Yakuza would wear?
Yeah, exactly. The stuff you'd see in Yakuza 0.
I think the real ones I've seen have been cooler. Like, I've just seen straight up, like, a white trench coat with tiger print on the back, just says Tiger Surfer or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
I want one of those jackets so bad.
That is pretty good. Also, back there, I was trying to backstab. Oddly enough, in this level, you can't backstab. Later on, you can, even before the tutorial, but for some odd reason here, they don't enable it.
That's a little weird for them to have a tutorial level where you can't do all the things you can do in the game.
I know, it's strange. And you're gonna see...
Especially if they're sneaking people, like, there should be backstab opportunities.
Yeah. Also, you're gonna see me screw up a lot in this game because I am in the middle of both starting the LP and trying out the DLC. So I'm in a weird state where I have a bunch of abilities that I'm used to and then not have.
I can tell that already. I mean, maybe just because you're only wearing a shirt, but the damage values are very high.
Yeah, this game expects you to not be hit. It's kind of like Ninja Gaiden in a way where if you get hit, you messed up and you're kind of gone.
Maybe that's why dodge is better, because Ninja Gaiden dodge was everything.
Yeah, this game was made by Koei Tecmo. I believe they're the guys that made Ninja Gaiden?
No. I think you're thinking Team Ninja, which I thought was involved in this too.
I'd have to...
Which, if they were, they also made Ninja Gaiden. Or at least I think the original crew did. I don't know about the new one.
Let's check real quick while we go up the staircase.
I don't know how I always feel about prison levels being the first level, but maybe it's maybe a bit of impatience on my part. But like, especially with a game that could look as pretty as this, I think sometimes having a very plain-looking stone prison level can be a little dull. But I think some people try to hold out for it because they want to have the big reveal to the cool level. Like, congratulations, you beat the tutorial. Now look how pretty my game is.
Yeah, though in situations like that, you would want to just open up with a pretty level, wouldn't you? I think
yeah, that is the question necessarily. But I think there is merit to opening the reveal slowly to the coolness.
Yeah.
If you take too long, though, that's when it gets really bad.
So, among other things, we just saw a shrine. Usually you're able to do stuff at a shrine, but here, since it's the England level and you're not acclimated to all the things, you don't get shrine stuff. Also, if you notice, I was doing like little shadow copies as I was dodging. There is a system of perfect dodges in this game. However, much like before, since we're in England and we don't have access to Japan's glorious techniques, our perfect dodges don't do much more than, you know, give us good iframes.
Does it have witch time?
No, but you get not as powerful, but something really good and something the game expects you to do with the game's systems. Suffice to say, you kind of want to learn the dodge system in various ways. Also, we got a spear. Oh, go ahead.
This might be a little detail thing, and I doubt they did it. But do the treasure chests you find look different in England than they do in Japan?
Yes. There are
Nice.
also, I believe, 3 different sizes of chest. Kind of like a shoebox chest, a footlocker chest, and the big chest. Now I hear footprints here, and I'm just like, where the hell are they?
Limited amount of Amrita we can extract from this country.
So, a lot of the story is based on old actual history. It's very liberally referencing this history, but it definitely exists. One of them being the character Kelly. He is a reference to a famous story of an alchemist, I believe. I have to look into it more. I'm kind of fuzzy on the history of this game, but things like William here and Kelly are references to actual people. Now, they are merely references. This is not historically accurate, because that'd be weird.
But our beloved queen thinks
Also, here's a mechanic I just learned of during this recording.
or gemstones.
You could actually look in on
We
this.
must find them before our nation's rivals.
Oh, I've seen pictures of this guy.
Edward Kelly, you will go to Japan.
Isn't Edward Kelly the one that,
To our advantage.
what did he do? He turned, something into gold.
We
Lead into
cannot
gold.
gain our
Yes.
Lead into gold, yeah.
if blood does not flow.
We keep hearing about Amrita. That is this game's soul system. By the way,
Who are you?
I've always wondered why this guard comes around at this point. The game expects you to look into that box and get busted. I never knew that until now. I've always just kind of, like, listened outside the door.
See, this guy just randomly approaches you and you're like, that was kind of a weird idea.
Yeah. And now I'm just like, oh, I get it now. After, like, what, 100 hours of playing through this game? What the heck?
I have to say your antagonist has a very dumb costume.
Oh, it only gets worse. But then again, I know better. Now, about the equipment in this game, this game doesn't act like Dark Souls, where you're going to say Izalith to get the Demon Bone Crusher. Fuck, I don't remember the names of that stuff. But anyway, this game kind of works more like, say, Diablo or Torchlight, where there's just a set pool of items, but you have tiers of rarity, which means you want to look for primarily at this point in the game either blue or purple equipment.
It's funny how everyone's universally gone with the color coding system when it comes to item rarity, which I wish they would kind of maybe show visual differences between, say, a green uncommon axe and a purple legendary axe.
A lot
of times they look the same, but the only difference is one does more damage than the other.
Yeah, that's one of the things I kind of find lacking in this game, is that equipment and, like, finding loot isn't really substantial. Like, now it's good because, hey, we got the battle axe, we're just melting through these good dudes. But as we go on, you're kind of like, oh, this is like my 17th battle axe, you're not purple, into the garbage with you.
I mean, it's hard to base off of the rest of the game, but at least for the tutorial section with this axe, this game is definitely a lot more aggro than I would expect it to be, because you're just swinging pretty heavily and without abandon. At least at this point.
I feel like that's not typically the case. This game does promote various playstyles. You could be tanky, you could be aggro, you could be the caster, you could even be exclusively a ranged character, which is something I really enjoy. But, I'm playing a game that I've played several times before, and I kind of know the systems, so I'm playing aggro and reckless just because I'm kind of speeding through it. Like, if you were first getting this game and you were learning, like, say, a guardsman's patterns, you would probably be a lot more defensive because you're trying to, like, judge the range of their sword or spear. And let me tell you, those swords are pretty stupid with their thrusts. They are longer than you'd expect.
The force. It just
Yeah.
explodes out of it when it stabs forward.
Also, one thing you could do in this game is you could equip 2 weapons, and you could access them at the same time by holding LB and then pressing left or right. Now, one thing you could do in this game that a lot of people tend to do, and I really don't because that's beyond my fucking skill range, is you could hot swap weapons mid-combo and extend your combo and go absolutely bonkers on someone. I'm kind of a simple man though, so that's just really beyond me.
That screams I like style points versus anything.
Yeah. It also helps stun locking someone. Like, if you could get a good low combo string across all your weapon sets, you could just lock a dude down.
I'm sure there's plenty of footage of someone just beating a boss and the boss can't even swing at them.
One of the ones I remember seeing before is I was reading a thread about this game back when I was first playing it, and I'd pick a weapon set called the Tonfa, and I was reading a forum post where somebody was like, man, Tonfas are garbage, they don't really do as much as, say, a sword or a spear, and then someone posts a link of just destroying a boss with Tonfas. I'm like, oh.
That's one of those situations, if you don't know about it, someone online is going to be like, you beat the game with Tonfas, you're playing it wrong. And you're like, I beat it, though.
So here's the hardest fight in the level. These guys kind of
Good job.
I say that as this guy proves to be a boob.
Elite guard attacks wall.
But yeah, they're two chufty guys. They're two chufty guys. They flank you. They're aggro, and they're just generally tough. They also kind of have super armor on their attacks, so if you try to like meet them head on, they're gonna beat you.
Chufty, oh, I bother. Are you just saying that because we're in England, right?
No, I just usually use the term chufty with like the bruiser type enemies.
Oh, that's fair. I guess if he swings it, you can mind the gap.
One trick I was trying to do there is I was trying to pull one with a rock. I don't know why I did that, because I remember when I first played this game that didn't work.
Did that man with the silly hat throw a rock at me?
Let's kick his ass, William.
Oh, you hit a wall. Oh, that's hilarious.
Just these two idiots in armor and top hats mocking William.
With the elite guard, we're forced to guard this one door standing out in the rain.
Yeah, that's a little ridiculous, huh? Fully armored guards outside in the rain. That sounds like a nightmare.
I bet that's how they convince their worst guards to be like, we're gonna put you in the best armor possible, and you have a very important job. Guard this closet. Also, I guess they arrested Japanese shrines?
No, those are actually just supposed to be... God, I want to say Christian shrines, but I know I'm wrong for the era.
I mean, I didn't really follow religion much, but Christians, did you have big gaudy shrines?
I don't know, like, the shrines in England are really weird and don't make a lot of sense, because if it's Christian or Catholicism, wouldn't there be, like, I don't know, a cross?
That and they drive on the wrong side of the road. Those maniacs.
Or maybe we drive on the wrong side of the road. Oh no.
Now, shut up. Fahrenheit is correct.
We don't talk about that guy's games. I do like the fact that they keep the kind of animosity of England's political turmoil at this time in this game.
At this time. That place is always in political turmoil.
Yeah, but it still lends a little bit of, like, you know, charm to the game, even though I really don't care about game plots. I just think it's neat.
Alright, Sir Arthur, it's your job to guard this dining room all night.
But I'm the King of England. Shouldn't I be on the throne?
I said protect the dining room.
Fine. By the way, I didn't do it before because I actually forgot the button. If you drain out an enemy's stamina bar, and they kind of fall down, you get an execution by just approaching them and hitting your heavy button. Which, by the way, to point out, this is one thing I love about this game that no other Souls games does. Nioh plays fair. Enemies have stamina. You could see it. You could stamina break them. They expect you to do this.
Technically, they did a better job at showing that in Dark Souls 1, and then they just gave up on it in Dark Souls 3. Because there's just some enemies that can swing at you and never stop.
That's always what I hated about that. It's been around since Dark Souls 2, in my opinion, because that's when people were just like, oh, this game is too easy. But hey, our first boss fight. It's Derek! Hi, Derek. You're
I'm
dead.
Derek the Executioner. Ouchie. You beat me in a 5-hit combo.
Well, much like in most modern Souls games, that's not the end of the fight. Also, remember how I said Kelly's gonna look stupider?
It's you.
God, he looks dumb. Oh God, you look dumb.
Oh, put your hood back on. You look like a crow. Actually, no, you look like a goblin.
Face must. He looks like a goblin.
The secret of the stones dies with me.
Let me show you what these stones can do. Behold.
Man, that's that. Yeah, stone power.
Time for your execution.
I like Kelly a lot because he's just so wonderfully evil. It's great. He just does not care. So here's the real fight.
Have you explained what your little beta angel thing is yet?
They're going to with this fight, actually. She's what we call a guardian spirit. She's effectively a spirit ghost that protects you. And, the gimmick of this fight is you kind of want to gather energy, so you could do this.
I can decide to pull out a different weapon to kill you with.
Yeah, they always default to the swords, but guardian spirits are crazy. They just become super powerful weapons that allow you to kick people's ass.
God, he didn't even have to get his health to half. It did like even before that. It's like, forget it.
Quite a feat.
Well, I mainly got the stamina for that easily because I broke a stamina bar, which when you do on demons, you get energy. You can actually kill him with just zeroing out his health. Well, shit.
So this spirit shall guide me to the kingdom of gold.
Everything sounds like I'm shitting my pants.
Also, I love those stock sound effects for the British guards.
And what? He's escaping over the wall. Why did I jump before? Shit.
That was the second time I died.
At least my silly hat didn't fall off. I remember my son, I'm Drachma.
I actually forgot about him. So William is a special boy. Because he has that specific guardian spirit, so long as that spirit exists, William can't die. That's
The end.
kind of how they explain why he could get away with so much nonsense. But yeah, next time we actually start the original tutorial of Nioh, where we make our way to Japan. And I gotta say, the story only gets sillier.
Did they at least show him getting on a ship? Because
Oh,
based
yeah.
on that transition, it looks like he swam to Japan.
Only took me 20 years, but here I am in Japan. Oh, I've already
Well,
failed.
I'm not
my
gonna
mission.
die, so I mean...
But yeah, he does get a ship because he's a privateer. But yeah, that's such a weird level because, from what I understand, that wasn't originally in the game. So I think they added that as a new way to better implement a tutorial in the game.
I would describe it as slapped together.
A little bit, yeah. But I think it kind of lends charm to the game in that it's just... It knows it's silly, but it doesn't try to put on airs of being serious. Because, I mean, just look at Kelly. How could you not look at him and smile and say, you look like an idiot?
So if I'm to understand the plot, at least up to this point, because obviously I got bits and pieces because we were talking, but I did get some of it. You're in prison, and then dude dressed up like in a terrible crow outfit's like, let me show you the power of the Chaos Emeralds, and revives a monster that gets killed in like 3 fucking hits. And he's like, I guess that wasn't a good example. Blah! And eats your spirit and you still don't die. And now you're swimming to Japan to collect the Chaos Emeralds, I guess.
I'll take it. B plus because you made me laugh. You got some things right, not gonna lie. I mean, gathering the Chaos Emeralds
I'm
is
waiting for
something-
the villain to be like, you're the phony around here.
I could definitely see Edward Kelly as a guy getting the Chaos Emeralds for the Queen of England. Ugh. Ugh. I think I need to stop there. I shouldn't say those words. Ugh.
The next place you're gonna end up is Pumpkin Hill. You ready?
No. Next time on Nioh, we're going to Japan. Hope you're ready.